right, so 7-3 is just triangles. We have these types of triangles, which most of you know about. Acute triangle, that means that they're all acute angles, so all less than 90 degrees. So when it says classify a triangle, if it's that, then you would say that's an acute triangle. If it has a right angle in it, remember the little box means right, then you would write right. Obtuse is one obtuse angle. Okay, so one angle greater than 90.
What's that little
Scalene, right here, this just means angle.
Oh.
Why is there a line under it?
Which one are you talking about?
Scalene.
This one? Okay. So scalene just means that there's no congruent. This means congruent, remember, from last week?
Oh.
No congruent sides. So all three sides are different.
It's a triangle with a line under it?
Yes, and I'm recording this right now, so could you raise your hand, please?
Sorry.
Thanks. Okay? And then we have isosceles. These little lines just mean those two pieces are the same. So two congruent sides. And then equilateral, right? Equal sides, three congruent sides. So we call these tick marks in geometry, okay? So that means that wherever the tick marks are, that means they're equal. Okay? And then the other thing that we say is congruent. Yeah?
And there can actually be like different amounts of tick marks? Like
Yep,
2
there
or
could.
3?
There could, which we'll do later, okay? But you're right. All right, so those are our types of triangles. So on your next test, after break, it'll say, classify the triangle. So you do that.
Oh, that's
Okay?
easy.
Yep. Now, we have this thing, it's called the triangle sum theory. In your book, it doesn't call it this, but this is actually the more appropriate terminology for it, and you'll learn it in 8th grade, so you're going to learn it now. So it's called the triangle sum theory. Triangle sum theory. Sum means add up to, right? Okay, so it's pretty easy. All angles sum to 180. You know this already, right? Okay, nothing new there. So we'll get this little picture to help you out, just in case you forget. So if we have x, y, z, XYZ adds up to 180. That's called the triangle sum theory.
Why is it called a theory?
Well, a theory is basically, is this going to happen? Does it happen every time? Should it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so is it really a theory anymore? So basically what happens in geometry is they keep the original names, but some of these things are now called postulates or theorems or proofs. Okay, there's one more thing that I wrote down later, so it's like on the second page. Did you guys get this first page?
No. Yeah.
I think there was one more thing I wrote down with this. Oh no, I think it's for... no, actually I think we could do it today.
No!
It's really short, guys. Relax.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, you actually need it for the homework, so. Alright, so basically, you don't have to write a lot down because I don't know why they left it out of your notes, but there's this thing.
Just cost.
So I'm going to move my paper over. You probably have room on yours because you write smaller. Okay, but basically, it's this thing, and it talks about the measure of the sides to form a triangle. I think you might have seen this in 6th grade. But if we have, like, say we have a piece like this, and this is like 2 centimeters, and then we have another piece, and let's say it's 5 centimeters, and then we have another piece of the triangle. Yeah, you can write this. And say this one's 1 centimeter. And then the question is, can I form a triangle with these 3 pieces? Who says yes?
No.
Who says no? Okay? So basically, if we had the 2, and let's say we had the 1, and then we had the 5.
Yes.
Okay? So that kind of works, right? So is there cases when this doesn't work?
Yes.
Yes, so that's what we're going to write down. So put a little star. This is on your homework. Okay? So here's what has to be in place for this to work. So write the sum of the lengths of any two sides of a triangle must be greater than the length of the third side. Okay, so let's test it on that one. The sum of the lengths of any two sides must be greater than the length of the third side. Okay, so let's try 2 plus 5. So 2 plus 5, is that greater than 1?
Yes.
Okay, so that one works. Now let's try 5 plus 1. Is that greater than 2?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so these both work. And now we have to try what? 2 plus 1?
2 plus 1.
Is that greater than
No.
5? So that one doesn't work. But this says the sum of the lengths of any two sides must be greater than the length of the third side. So could we make it work?
Yes.
We could still make it work as long as we had at least one of them to work. Okay? But what if you had like 1, 1, and 3?
Yeah.
Yes. No. Yeah.
No, it doesn't work.
Because it would your highest number you could get is 2, right? 1 plus 1 is 2. So if you had, here, I'll write it down for you. So if you had 1, 1, and 3.
That would be 5.
So this would be 1 plus 1 is less than 3. 1 plus 3 is still less than 1. Do you see what I mean?
What?
How? 3 plus 1.
Oh, 1 plus 3, sorry, is greater than 1. Okay? So this one would not work. You would have like, basically you'd have this little 1 and a little 1 there, and then the 3, it would be too short. And there's this little thing that we used to do, but it's kind of messy. And so we would take straws and measure them and cut them, right? I would give you guys like a bunch of straws. It's fun for you because junior hires, when you give them a bunch of straws, they like to do things like throw them across the room or blow in them and blow in people's face. And so it's really not fun for me. But you would measure the straws and then you could see, oh, that one's too short. It doesn't work. Okay? So that's kind of where this theorem comes from. But this is basically the bit you need to know. This will be on your homework. It'll be really obvious. Okay? And there might be one question like that on the quiz as well. So, speaking of the quiz, that is this week before break. You're going to have a quiz on Thursday.
It's easy.
Okay, so here's the practice we're going to do today. Some of it I wrote on the board, but there's more to it. So on 558, we're going to do 1 through 3. Question?
When are we going to start using the computers?
When I get them back. They took them over to AB for testing. Okay, so here's the practice. There's the homework, so people that are absent can get that down. Okay, so we're going to go to 558.